Hey everyone, how's everyone doing today? My name is Gina and I am doing great. So today I decided I wanted to redo my character that I did in my Birdbox challenge when I blindfolded myself, my little plant girl, right? So I was like, I want to do that, but let me use 3 mediums, right? Not just do it one way, but let's do it 3 ways. So I chose Copic markers, and I chose watercolors, and I chose acrylic paint. Okay, it's been a while since I worked with acrylic paint. I discovered that today, but it was fun nevertheless. So at the end of the video, I'm going to tell y'all which one's my favorite. I want y'all to tell me in the comments which one is yours. So I started off, of course, by sketching her, and this is the marker. I'm doing the Copic markers first, and they're alcohol-based markers in case you don't know. And so I used a pencil, and then I went over it with my micron marker so that it wouldn't affect the Copic markers at all. So I just sketched her out, drew her out, and then I did the line work on her to get ready to. So with the markers, I started with the pot, as you can see, and the color of that is B63, and then I do the stripes in B66. And then I'm going to go ahead and, oh, I needed to give her a dress. Forgot to give her sleeves and all that. So then I go and I color her arms and do her hands and her leaves for her fingers. And the colors that I used for that was YG13, and then the shadow colors or the shade color is YG17. Then for her dress, I used RV23, and to shade, I used RV25. And I started to, then I wanted to put the roses on there, so I did. And then I gave her a cute little bow at the top because I kind of didn't like the way that looked right there, so I gave her a little bow. It looked cute. Then for her face, I used YR2 and YR61 for the shadow or the shading. Then for her lips, I used RV29, and for her hair, I used V04, and for the shadow, it's going to be 409. And I just went around and kind of separated the petals there to, make it more look like, petals. And then I gave her little blushies. And then for the background, it is going to be B41, and then I'm going to end up doing some shadow work with B45. So I wanted to give a little bit of, it just needed more texture to me. So that's why I went ahead and did little white dots all through it. And then putting the shadows around, I thought really set her into the page. So I think it came out pretty cute. I like her face. It's so adorable. It's so, of course it's easier to use markers and pens to make faces, So now we're going to be moving on to the watercolor. And again, I do it the exact same way, but I wanted to show y'all that I'm using the red pencil that I got from the scroller box, and I'm going to end up using that brown pencil and the green pencil that I got from the scroller box because it is watercolor. I wanted something that was not going to activate with watercolor, and sometimes graphite pencils will do that. And then I didn't want just black ink. I could have used the same micron marker, but I didn't want it to be strong line art. I wanted it to be more soft. So that's why I went ahead and used these color pencils to do that. So once I get her all mapped out and everything, I erase most of the red. The red erased very easily. The brown and green did not, which is what you really want. So here I'm just wetting the paper with water because I'm doing my background, and for it I used let's see, what did I, Verdit Blue, Verditer Blue. Easy for y'all to say, come on now. And I'm going to be shadowing it with Payne's Gray. So now I go to her face, and for her lips, I use Crimson Lake and Perma Rose. And the watercolor set that I used, I don't know if y'all saw the little picture, but it's called Pretty Excellent. And I got it off of Amazon, and it's cheap, but I love these watercolors. I really do like them. For her face, I used Cad Yellow, Raw Sienna, and a little bit of buff white, or no, just white on this to make her face color. And then I used the shadow with Raw Sienna and Cad Yellow. And then her eyes is just black. And so now I'm doing the shadow work. And I'll put little blushies on her as well. And I just mixed that lip color with white. And then I'm giving her her little eyebrows, her little vine eyebrows. And all the green was light green and mixed with white. And then her hair is, let me find it here. Her hair is mauve. And then I'm going to end up, after it dries, I'll end up using Purple Lake. So here again is just green. It's the light green with not white. I don't know what I'm thinking about. It's just light green. And now I'm making her leave fingers again with sap green. And all of these, of course, are all in the 110. And I use a hairdryer to dry her. So now I'm using the sap green to do my shadow work there, my shading. Don't know why I call it shadow, it's shading. And I'm going to be using a particular brush to do her hair there to make the petals. And I love that brush. It's so cool. It actually makes petals. That's what it's actually used for. And I'll put down in the description the name of that brush. But I love it. And so I just took the darker color, Purple Lake, and went ahead and just made the vines, you know, to separate the petals for her hair. And she's cute. I think she turned out cute. So now I'm just using the Payne's Gray to set her into the page and make her look like she's part of that world. We got to do that. And then her dress, I'm going to be using a Permanent Rose and just Permanent Rose. The pot is, what is the pot? Intense Blue. And then I end up using right there, it's just Crimson and Crimson Lake is what I used in alizarin crimson to make the little flowers, and I used that little deer hoof paintbrush to get those down on there to make like little dainty flowers. And again, using my white Posca pen to help give a little texture and add highlights where I think that we need them. And then for the pot, that right there is Prussian Blue and Payne's Gray mixed together on that. And so that is her finish. Isn't she adorable? So now we're moving on to acrylic. Now, with the acrylics, it has been so long since I used acrylics, and these are actually tubed. They're not the bottled ones that I had been using with my decorative painting. These are more for, you know, for painting, you know, painting. So it took me a minute, and this paper, this is the first time I've ever used this paper, and this is canvas paper, right? It's acrylic paper, that's what it's called, acrylic paper. And it just had weird texture, and it just was really difficult at first for me to get the consistency of the paint right, and that's why her face looks like that. It's the purple went a little bit too much into her face, and it kind of, you know, well, as you can see, it squished her face up. So, but I try to work with it the best that I can. And after, you know, working with it for probably 5-10 minutes, I finally got in my groove with it. So with that, her face is, let me tell you what her face is. Cad yellow, medium yellow, and yellow ochre, and titanium buff, or buff titanium. Her hair is, I wrote it down as y'all can tell. Oh no, did I not? I don't think I did. Hair, violet with buff, and then just violet and indigo. And I'll work constantly on that hair because I wasn't really ever happy with it. And then her green, her arms and all of that, and her neck, those are light green with the buff titanium. And I'll end up doing floating on this, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I think it made her look so much better. Now her dress is cadmium red with buff titanium. I use buff titanium a lot. First time ever using that too, that color. I've never used it before, and I really liked it. There I'm using it with a little bit of that violet in it. I'm still just trying to get that to look like petals, and it really never looked like petals to me. So here I'm making the pot, and I have this tape stuff that's supposed to go around piping, and it's got this texture on it, and I don't think you're going to be able to see it on the video, but it left a cool texture, like almost pebbles looking in it. So I really enjoyed that. And the pot was ultramarine and indigo with buff titanium mixed in it. And as you can see, I did her dress first, and then I did her vine fingers and her leaf fingers, or her vine hands and leaves fingers. I dare y'all to say that. So I did that after the dress was dried. And the background is just intense blue, I believe is the name of it. I don't think I wrote it down. But then I'm shading, and with the dress, the shade of that is just crimson, just crimson with it. And the arms are going to be just sap green. That sap green for the green that I used. And then for the pot, it's going to be indigo down there. And to set everything in, it's also going to be indigo around her. So in the end, I think she came out really cute. I love doing the floating. It's been it's been a while since I've done anything like that, since probably January, since I've worked on any of that. But I was not happy with this face because it overcrowded, and it made me sad. So yeah, it was kind of difficult. So I'm using the Posca pen just again to add texture and a little bit of, doodaddies and all that kind of stuff to make it look really, really good. So that is all 3 of them are going to be done. And I really love doing this. I thought that would help, putting that around there. Helped a little bit, but yeah. So there's all 3 of them. Aren't they cute? They all look different even though they're the same character. My favorite as far as the face goes is the ink because it was easier to do. But as far as doing them, I think the acrylic and the watercolor, I think those were my favorite because I like those mediums. So that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. I really loved doing this video. It was so much fun. I hope y'all enjoyed it too. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe. If you've not already subscribed, and if you have, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Y'all be good to one another, and I'll talk to you later. See you next time. Bye.